Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at it like there's anybody else, right? I need to find somebody that wants to drink with me, but then I need to find beers to drink with that person. Anyway, today you have the Rhino. We're looking at a beer from Newfoundland. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Blake. It's over here. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this. He did tell me there was 3 different variants of this, and that him and his buddies thought this was the best one to send to me, so thank you very much for the group effort in picking a beer out. That's amazing. Now, the reason I already told him why I wasn't sure how I felt about this. I love Gozas. I love Gozas and Berliner Weisses. I love low alcohol beers, right? Unless it's like an Imperial Stout or something like that. I usually go for under 6. And I really like when you get a really flavorful beer in the 3 to 5 range. And this style usually is in that range. So I got really excited, and then I saw Imperial in front of the name, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm excited to try it, but I'm weirded out at the same time because I am, as some of you know, a slight purist in ABV of beers, right? I hate that saisons have become something. Oh, excuse me. I hate that saisons have become something that we here in North America have made like 6, 7, 8% alcohol and expect that to be normal. But then you always look, I'm not saying this one does that, but you would look at the back of the can and it would talk about how this was for the farm workers and all. It was supposed to be a very light drinking, low ABV beer. So when I see any above 6, I get slightly agitated. And I'm not agitated about this one. I'm weirded out because this is the first one I've ever seen at this percentage. So it's 7.5% alcohol. It's an Imperial Goza, like I said. This is Vidi or Quidi, or I say Vidi. I don't know if that's right or not. I don't know how you're actually supposed to say it. So Bogs and Barren's Imperial Bakeapple Goza at 7.5% alcohol by volume. So let's see if there's anything around here to talk about. Let's put my hat backwards so I can see this better. St. John's, Newfoundland, Vidi Brewing Company Limited. Inspired by the rugged landscape that surrounds us, Bogs and Barren's is a creative collaboration between brewer... I'm sorry if I say any of these names wrong. Remember, my eyes don't work. I am legally blind. So that's 1, why I hold it like this, and 2, it's why I sometimes fuck things up when I'm talking about what I'm reading. Elnar, brewer Elnar Holzer, and chef Jeremy Charles. This Imperial Bakeapple Goza is a celebration of contradictions, natural beauty, and creativity. It's also delicious with moose roast. Well, that would go normal up here. I mean, more caribou than moose, but I mean, that would be something that would happen up here, and that's a great idea. I love this right here. Okay, this is probably, and I will say, most of the beers he sent me from Newfoundland don't have tasting notes on the back. They have a story on the back, and that's what I would rather have. And I love that this does not tell me whatsoever what this should taste like. This tells me, hey, this is what happened. This is how we made it. This is who made it. And it goes great with this. I love food pairings with a beer because you know what? That's something beer is great for, is food pairings. So if you give me an idea of a food pairing, that's great. Sometimes when we first started this, me and the cartoon and the cantankerous cook, when it was the 3 of us, sometimes we would do that. We would give an idea of a food pairing because that's what we would do, where the Reverend wouldn't do that, the Honey Monster wouldn't do that, stuff like that. So sometimes it was just nice to be able to do that. So it's nice to get that on here. I think that's really all that's on here to read. Yeah, so 7.5% alcohol. Yeah. Let's do this. I do like as well that the brewer has his signature on here, which happens often. You don't normally see a chef's signature on a beer, which is really nice to see. Because, it's nice. Baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo. My daughter is in her room playing Baby Shark over and over again. It's stuck in my head. There is this like sorry to There was some bright white head. It's gone now. There is a lot of snap, crackle, pop. We'll do the color and the sniff, and then I'll tell you the rest of this story, okay? So, color, as you see, like a brassy color, slight haze to it. Very nice looking, very good looking beer. There is still some in the can. Usually is. Scent. Do the glass first, right? Almost like Macintosh and Gala apples. But the apple scent is very apparent out of the glass. And to a lot of people, that would be scary because apple, well, green apple, is a brewing fault scent. But it's not green apple that I'm smelling, so that's okay, right? Yeah, it's okay. Can. Woo! It's almost like an apple crumble out of the can. You get almost like a touch of cinnamon. A beautiful sweet apple note. A little bit of like a grainy, weedy note. It smells really good. We're just going to put this over here. Now I'm going to tell you this story. So, she has had me watch almost every Baby Shark video on YouTube. And there's this one group called the Bounce Patrol. And you start it up and it goes, Bounce Patrol. And I'm going to guess they're a lot like the Wiggles or any other of those children groups out there, which means they're kind of creepy at the same time. But the very first thing, right, I'm going to put my cup down here. The very first thing that happens is it's like Bounce Patrol, and then, Baby Shark starts up. And as soon as it gets to Baby Shark, it's this woman with probably C's or D's tits, and she's like, Baby Shark, and they're just bouncing. And I'm like, oh my god, this is called Bounce Patrol, and that's what's happening. It was the weirdest thing ever, and I should not have been sitting there going, I was mesmerized. And I don't do that type of stuff. I'm a good husband. I'm a good father. That stuff doesn't ever get me. But it was just so surprising to not knowing anything about Bounce Patrol, just expecting people to be singing Baby Shark, and all of a sudden there's these boobs bouncing in her shirt and her little tutu and stuff. And it was just the weirdest thing ever. Okay, back to the beer review. Sorry, now you're all going to go look up Bounce Patrol Baby Shark. Sláinte. Prost. Cheers. Salut. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay. It has the goza flavoring. It has a little bit of a saltiness at the back end. It has a sour/tart flavoring that goes from the beginning to the end. It has a sweet apple flavor. Yeah, it's this weird mixture of sweet and sour and baked good and beer and salty, and it's really intriguing, to be honest. There is a little bit of alcohol warming. I will give it that. It is 7.5% alcohol, so I can't take anything away from it for that. It's just not, it's not like Guy would say, a very, very dangerous beer. It is a beer. It's a 7.5% alcohol beer. That burp, a lot more alcohol showed up in that burp than I expected, all in the nostrils. Hence the stop for a second there. Anyway, back to the beer, not the burp. Second it touches your mouth, apples. And it's like Gala, Macintosh, and I can't remember the other one I'm thinking of right now. But the second it touches your tongue, you get all those. Okay, that's just the exhaust fan. The second it touches your tongue, you get all those flavors of apple. Then it slips into this like sort of bready biscuitiness that could be like a pie crust. The sourness starts kicking in. It's a mixture of just sour and sour from an apple. You know, a sour apple. I mean, they happen, right? But it's a mixture of that. Then it continues back into the bready biscuitiness, but with some like almost some tannic tastes of a apple peel. And then you start picking up the saltiness, which makes the beer moreish because you want to take another sip to wash that off your tongue. And you start getting that alcohol warmth that starts emanating up from the chest up to about the Adam's apple. It's not hitting the back throat or anything. It's Adam's apple down to the chest. Very interesting beer. Did not expect this at all. I still don't know if I like it though. Okay, cheers. Let's try and finish this and see what we think. Okay, let's see if it kills me. If 7.5% alcohol, if this much 7.5% alcohol beer kills me, I've really lost my touch. But let's see. What I don't like is that taste that you get for about 2 seconds after you swallow, okay? When it hits the tip of the tongue, love it. As it crosses the tongue, I love it. Swallowing, love it. Next few seconds, don't love it. Then it comes back to, I love it. So I don't know what to do with this beer. And what it is that I don't like is it comes off. Most gozas are slightly salty and tart. This one comes off more sour and salty at the same time after being sweet and everything else, and then it fades into that bready biscuitiness and all that type of stuff as well. I like it. I've liked everything about it except for those 2 seconds plus the burp. Do not like the burp. So what would I say about this? Could I sit down and drink it? Yes, I could. Do I enjoy it? Yes, I do. I've had 6 of the 7, was it 7 or 8? Whatever it is, there's 1 left for me to do. And I don't think there's been one beer from Newfoundland I've disliked. I really want to try more beer from Newfoundland. It is the one province in Canada that I haven't really touched anything from. And then there's Nunavut. I have to find somebody to get me the beers out of Iqaluit, because Iqaluit has a brewing company, and try their beers, because those are the only other place in Canada I haven't really had a lot from. I've had some stuff from Saskatchewan. I've had a bunch from Manitoba now, Alberta, BC, Quebec, Ontario, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. Again, Newfoundland and like Nunavut are the 2 I really have to do. So I'm hoping to get my hands on more of that stuff, but I've liked everything I've had. This one is one that I'm weirded out by because I like it and dislike it at the same time. Out of 10 on this, I would probably give this a 7.25 because I would buy it again. I would drink it again. It can get you drunk, and it is not a bad beer. It's just weird to me. And I think part of the weirdness is psychosomatic. I think my thought process on the ABV of a Goza is getting to me. But again, thank you very much, Blake. Thank you guys. Bye-bye. I've talked for too long. It's been over 13 minutes. I gotta go.